Issues there is something he's grown in confidence with. He had that at Subi, but every time he came to the Eagles side, previous times, he's just a bit reluctant to be confident and use the ball. There it is again, just showing the ball a little and running towards 50 and finishing off very well. Good stuff.
Well, one of the reasons the Eagles have improved so much is the form of guys like Schofield. They've really gone that extra step, as we see Downsborough trying to thump it away from Everett. Mainwaring's after Daniels, hotly pressing him. There's Tony Evans, number 18, but the players lock it in on centre wing. It will be a bounce.
Interesting move too at the moment, Pete. Robert Harvey picking up Chad Morrison at the moment. Morrison going towards the centre half forward area and Harvey running with him.
That is interesting. You would think, well, obviously they'd be worried about Harvey being tagged out of it. Banfield out towards Keogh. Downsborough doing some shepherding. Here's Simmons. Simmons to the half-forward area. Players pushing in, shoving. Donnelly was there. Here's Robbie Harvey. Tries to handball out of the danger zone. Donnelly again dives on top of it. Still at half-forward for the Eagles. And the umpire to bounce it again.
Eagles starting with Chris Lewis in the square. Goal square picked up by Justin Peckett. Shanahan's got Turnbull. And Darryl Wakeland has got Mitchell White.
It was absolutely pouring a couple of hours ago, but the ground in top condition as Banfield gets it to Simmons. Here's McKenna, way down on centre wing. Guy McKenna picks it up. He's wearing the gloves. Chips it in short. It's over the head of Lewis. In the danger area. Lovell is tackled hard. It's knocked away as Harvey gives a very, very good hand pass. On to Lappin towards centre wing. They charge. Oh, Matera, a great pick-up. Further afield to Gehrig. Gehrig drives it long. Here's Lovell. Oh, good mark. 30 metres from goal. He'll have a set shot.
Yes, and Fraser Gehrig with the job on young Jason Trianides, just breaking through, and his raking kick through the midfield has been so effective when attacking from half-back. Andy Lovell, whose form, I think, in the second part of this first half of the season, has been very good.
So Lovell from 35 metres, directly in front. He's normally an accurate kick. He puts it right through the middle.
Everett wins the ball in the middle. But the Eagles have chopped it off again. Schofield hand pass. Morrison. Oh, they're moving beautifully. Downsborough, long to full forward. 3 against 3. Big pack flies. First to recover, Bardsley. Towards the outer side of the ground. The Saints need to steady. They've been shell-shocked in the first couple of minutes. Nathan Burke buys himself a bit of time and then kicks to the opposition on centre wing. Straight to the chest of McKenna. Books the hand pass. Beautifully played, McKenna. The halfback setting up the forward thrust. To Banfield. Keeps the kick low. The dive. Turnbull right in front.
Sure, I'm not so sure that was meant to be a pass to Turnbull. He seemed to stumble a bit as he kicked Banfield. It was terribly effective, though. Don't get me wrong. And great work by McKenna there. The indiscriminate kick coming off half-back from St Kilda. And McKenna just read it beautifully. Gave it off to Banfield using his left foot under pressure. And Turnbull.
Well, Ryan Turnbull, who came back last week from an ankle injury, nursed him along. And here he is for the first goal for him for the day and the third for the Eagles. No problems. 4 minutes in, 3 goals.
There goes the thought of that low-scoring game, Drew. It's yeah, one of the better starts they've had. Although I might say they started similarly against Collingwood last week, and Collingwood ground their way back into the game before they were run over in that second half. What a good sign for St Kilda at the moment, Pete.
Well, I'll be getting Robert Harvey straight into the middle. That's the first thing I'd be doing, Roscoe. As we see Everett against Downsborough, or if Everett won it. Quick hand pass from Brown. McKenna went in very, very hard. He's dispossessed. He's Banfield. They're playing with a lot of confidence, the Eagles. There's Simmons. Kick it off the ground. Nathan Burke, little St Kilda champ. He went past the ball. Diving on it was Matthew Young, former Hawk. Wakeland gives it across. That was Shane Wakeland to Nathan Burke. But a good mark taken by Mainwaring. Mainwaring goes outside to Jakovic. Oh, gee, they've got a good back line. They've got plenty of time to come back in the Guy McKenna. There's a bit of talent between those two. In towards Jared Schofield. Now Schofield, a daisy-cutting kick. It's right down towards Lappin. Lappin to Burke. Over to Robbie Harvey at halfback. Harvey has got a loose man out here at Matthew Young on centre wing.
Young floats the hand pass over the top. Traianides, 65 metres out from goal. In the direction of Lowe, but the kick too high for him. Hart at the back for the Eagles. West Coast absolutely dominating. The hand pass magnificent. What a game McKenna's had already in the opening 5 minutes. Now Gehrig fumbles the bounce, but he's got time. He's got McKenna. Hand pass blocked. Well, Beveridge gets it away. And the Saints are a chance here. Overrun by Everett. McKenna again. Everett once more. Back with the hand pass. They're under pressure. Tackling fiercely the Eagles. Here's little Aussie Jones right in front. The short one to Young, and the Saints are on the board with a goal. Well, he kicked the point. Should have kicked the goal from there. He did get it.
Great persistence by them during the forward area by St Kilda. The Eagles just flirting with the footy a little bit. Gehrig just mishandling as he went to run away. The pressure continued on from St Kilda there. Great tackle by Downsborough on the small fellow, but then the options just open up here. And Aussie Jones setting up Young, who finished off very well.
And there's Matthew Young being spoken to by the runner, and they needed a goal badly because the Eagles starting with terrific bouncing on top of it. It's knocked out. That's Banfield to Simmons again. He's getting plenty of touches. Down towards half forward. Mitchell White, Schofield runs to 50, brings it in long. A beautiful running kick, and he's put it through for another one.
Schofield with 4 possessions and 2 magnificent long running goals. The Eagles are on fire. Wayne Waring slaps the ball out. Schofield once again, he'll take the free kick for a high tackle. His 5th possession to Jakovic. Towards the outer side of the ground. Look at that. Mitchell White had time to fumble. He's got Wayne Waring going past. And Wayne Waring thumps it along to the forward pocket. Donnelly's there, and a mark. No, out of bounds on the full. Well, the field umpire's saying something, and the boundary saying something else.
Yeah, no, the boundary umpire in charge of doing out on the full.
So the free kick will be to Lapham from the back pocket. Wobbly old kick. Daniels couldn't take the mark. Banfield, and he's taken over the line.
Jason Daniels with the job on Chris Waring.
Starting on the bench for St Kilda, Joel Smith, Jamie Elliott, Andrew McLean.
So Robert Harvey takes that kick. It was out on the forward, dropped short. Evans. Further field to Lovell. Lovell looking for Lewis, who flies. Good punch away by Peckett. The Saints through Healy. Should soccer it off the ground. Good play by Daniel Healy. He's lost it though. Oh, well played by Keogh to thump it away. Lewis, if he had got a handball in, they would have been off and running. Traianides on the left foot. Kicks it low right. Oh, it's out of bounds. Aussie Jones trying to keep it in. It'll be a throw in up the other end of the ground. This is St Kilda's half forward area. It'll be interesting to see how long Harvey stays on the half back line.
He's up there now.
Well, he's moved already, so that's because of the tag. Trying to break the tag. So we may get a shower or two during the afternoon. About 17 degrees, but pretty good conditions considering the rain.
Yeah, the ground holds up very well, and the Eagles bench just warming up there. Pike, Cousins and Metropolis. Keogh's changed with, it's Rod Keogh changed with Harvey, gone to the half-back line, picking up Morrison. Harvey on the ball. Simmons looks to be running with him at the moment.
Saints need to get something out of this. Big climb by Shane Wakeman, but the kick out by Evans. Short of centre wing, Mitchell White flips out the hand pass. Harvey's in the thick of things. Downs with the tap back. It comes to Evans again. Bounces the kick to centre wing. Morrison ridden into the ground by his new opponent, Keogh. The ball held in. And the umpire will ball it up back on centre wing. But the Saints trailing by 3 goals already. The Eagles 4 straight. St Kilda 1 goal. And the Eagles 6-0 in the centre breaks. Everett. It was good play by Healy, the first gamer. And the kick round the corner by Brown. Shane Wakeland missed it. Jakovic. Kick by Glenn Jakovic. Pinpoint, Simmons.
Clever kick that was. To Lovell from Simmons. Andy Lovell, the former Demon. The half-forward Donnelly dives, takes the mark and gets up quickly. Good thinking. Didn't hang around and turn his back. He just got up quickly. He's looking for an option. So he's forced now to kick long. It's a one-on-one contest. Turnbull is there. Oh, thumped away. Morris, Keogh probably should have gone to the line then. kept it in, and the umpire will have to come in and bounce. It's about 10 metres out from the Eagles' goal. They've started brilliantly with 4 goals straight to 1. Here's Rod Keogh. So the bounce right down beside that behind post. Everett will probably hook it back towards the boundary line. He tried. Burke, almost a free kick to Bardsley. He was held when he didn't have it. And the umpire right on the scene, much to the annoyance of the Eagles supporters. But Bardsley from the back pocket. Former North Melbourne player. Very, very crowded here at half-back. He's going to kick right into the middle of this pack. Donnelly will fly up the back, had his name written all over it, and a brilliant mark.
Well, that was a great mark. Andrew Donnelly playing his 9th game in the AFL. The short pass. And the mark taken by Lovely. Balks the hand pass. He gets a run from White. And what about a run from Morrison? Round the corner. Too far. And he's kicked the first behind of the game.
I think if Andy Lovell had given the handball in the first instance when Mitchell Wright went past, he would have got through. Then he went back to him and then called the play on, and then Morrison, not realising he had a bit more time, just lost control of the footy when trying to put it onto his boot.
This is Justin Peckett to bring the ball in for the Saints. No breeze to speak of. Rain leading up to the game, but fine conditions. Oh, look at the hand pass by Bardsley, putting Peckett under pressure. Now to Burke. He kicks outside the 50. Healy is there with Banfield. And the ball out in between half-back flank and
I think that kick was indicative of what Stan Ells has been talking about with their skill level, just not hitting the target.
That's right, Pete. Yep.
That kick should have hit the man on the chest. He made a good lead. So here's Everett versus, there's the odds, 7-1 on West Coast. Hot favourites, St Kilda 15-4. A holding decision here to Everett. And 50 metres because Simmons did not throw the ball back on the full. He just dropped it halfway between the man on the mark and Everett. So Mickey Malthouse would be livid about that one.
Yeah, Banfield's now gone on to Harvey.
Well, that's what you suggested before the game, Ross. Now, here's the kick from Everett. He's looking for low, or he's surrounded by Eagles players. Guy McKenna gets in a hand pass to Jakovic. Jakovic to Hart. Was he grabbed without it? Umpire didn't think so. Here's Matera. Can't pick it up. Daniels. Was he grabbed without it? No. McKenna dives on it. Young also. And the umpire's going to bounce it again. This time, St Kilda's end about 20 metres out.
midway through the first quarter. And Lowe palms the ball down. Another little kick for McKenna. Brown. It's outside 50 now. Good lunge by Beveridge. McKenna once again in the play. Something off the ground. He's bounced out. Ricocheted out and will have a throw in.
Rotating through again, the Eagles. Banfield off. Harvey. Simmons got him now. Banfield coming to a half-forward flank.
25-6. A great start by the West Coast Eagles. Shane Wakeland palms down to Tony Brown. He's given it up to Evans. His kick smothered. It goes St Kilda's way. Beveridge. Daniels. All West Coast there. Matera with time. Bounced off his teammate. They didn't come to him. Peter Matera thumps it over the centre wing towards half forward. Well done, Darryl Wakeland. He's got a tough task on White. And he's holding the ball. And the free kick goes to Mitchell White, who was beaten in the original contest but laid a good tackle. The kick to half forward. Donnelly should have taken the mark. Tackled by Lappin. Healy, the first gamer, across to Lappin to Everett. And Everett steadies with a kick to centre wing, but too high. Over the top of Joel Smith. It's time to steady, and now he's kicked to the 50. That man McKenna again, it goes past him to Lowe. Here's Big Stewie. Been out of goal kicking touch in recent weeks. Gets a little kick to that one inside the 50. Gehrig goes defensively, and Matera's there. Well, he knew what was there.
Matera, look at the class of Matera. Plenty of time, sign of a good player. On the left foot, finds Gehrig. And David Hart towards half-back. Oh, another poor kick. Here's Tony Brown. Now let's see what the Saints can do. Brown on the left. Stewie Lowe. Up and oh, he had 3 to beat. It's a loose ball. This is Joel Smith. He tries a check side. Oh, brilliant kick. I think he's put this through. He has.
Themselves back into the game.
Back in the middle, and St Kilda have arrested the trend of the game that opened up quickly. Little hand pass, Daniels to Young. His hand pass missed the target. Simmons. Oh, Jakovic crashing through. McKenna has had 7 possessions already. To Simmons to centre wing, and White is awarded the mark. Mitchell White had 15 marks and 26 possessions last week in an amazing performance against Collingwood.
Particularly at centre-half forward, Drew. That's unheard of.
Kicked by White. Look at Mainwaring finding space. Away from Daniels. Lewis hasn't been in the play, but it's there for the Eagles. Banfield. He's on his own. Open goal.
Great shepherd there too. Initially, whether it was Turnbull or Lewis that called him through, which is the right thing to do. Banfield on the run there. The player heading towards goal should always get right of way. Mainwaring's mark, it's marked there, but the kick just missing its mark slightly. Yeah, it was Turnbull that allowed him to come through. Good play. And he's always strong, holds his feet very well, does Banfield. Good finish.
There's Drew Banfield, who's become a vital player for the Eagles. So again, it's Everett versus Downsborough. Downsborough taps it back towards Tony Evans. He's bumped off the ball. Brown goes in for the Saints. The umpire's going to bounce it again. So it's very important when you play here at Subiaco, you don't let the Eagles to get a huge lead early. Once they get confidence, they're pretty difficult to run down. So the Saints have got to hang in there. Here's Robbie Harvey. He's got a couple to beat. Still going. He's got support from Daniels. Oh, beautiful smother by Evans. To Matera. Oh, it's a bad hand pass. Traianides, a brilliant pickup. Here's McKenna again. Gee, is he having a quarter. Brilliant play on the McIntosh. McIntosh looking for Downsborough. The Saints have got the numbers, but Downsborough, oh no, he gets a very, very bad bounce. Nathan Burke, the little terrier, has got it. Rings it in towards the forward pocket. He's looking below. God, McKenna again. How many touches is he going to have? To Jakovic. And then on to Matera. A bit of talent between those three.
Your love child today is just turning it on. Bluey McKenna. What a performance. Short pass up the half-back flank. Here's Gehring. Left footer, low, accurate. Donnelly. Oh, Spurs
this could be 50. No.
Happened a bit untidy there. Morrison. They're getting away from their opponents easily.
Evans off and Pike on.
And Morrison down towards the forward pocket. Lewis caught behind. Hasn't been in it yet. Taken over the line by Lappin. Crowd say yes. Umpire agrees with the crowd. Deliberate and a free kick to Donnelly.
I think there was a crowd decision.
He kept himself sweet with the home crowd.
That's rough. That's tough. He slipped over anyway.
So Donnelly with this free kick. This would be a cruel blow for the Saints if this one goes through from the boundary line. It's 5-1 to 2 goals already. 35 metres out. Look at that. Bit of Subiaco knowledge in that one.
So the Eagles go forward again through Banfield. There's Lappin, who the free kick was awarded against. The umpire hasn't pinged him this time, as these Eagles supporters were calling for a free kick for holding the ball.
Clean goes into the ruck, number 42, Pete, the red-head, and Everett up into the forward area.
Yes, number 42, Andrew McLean. He's got a little bit of ability too. Here's Morrison. On the pike, he's caught. Gets in a hand pass. Back towards Morrison. Schofield went in to do some shepherding, and the ball comes off hands over the line about 25 metres around from the Eagles' goal. They've started brilliantly, and they're very, very sharp. 6-1 for the Saints. 2 goals. It's Turnbull will take on McLean. It's in the danger area. It's kicked out of the pack down towards the pocket. And I think that was David Hart down there who kicked that.
Yes, he's down there.
So
he's followed Aussie Jones down there. Yeah, Nathan Burke's having a rest in the forward pocket, being picked up by Peter Matera.
So Turnbull versus McLean again. Umpire calling play on. Shanahan gets it to Matthew Young, and Young will drive it out towards centre wing.
2 against 1 here. You wouldn't like to go back to Saint. There's a free kick, and luck's a fortune because Tony Brown will take the free. Kick by Brown. back to almost half forward. Punched out by Jakovich. Chance for Shane Wakeland. The hand pass is good. And here's an open run by Smith. Smith goes for the goal and kicks it. Joel Smith gets his second. And a couple of goals have kept maybe the Saints in it a bit.
Good lunging effort by Jakovich to spoil that ball, but then the pace of Smith coming through. Good hands there by 12 Shane Wakeland. Just to get up quickly. Kept themselves in it.
Oh, they're hanging in there, Ross, aren't they? They could easily be 6 or 7 goals down the way the Eagles are playing, but they're a pretty gutsy side, St Kilda. McLean will take on Downsborough again. Good bounce from the umpire. Downsborough drags it out of the ruck. On to Banfield it goes. Banfield a wobbly kick, but it gets a lot of distance. Gee, that's a good mark. A difficult mark to Lappin. Off he goes to Bardsley. He can go to Harvey. Harvey lopes after it. Now, there's that great weaving ability of his on to Bardsley. Bardsley towards half forward. Should be a mark. And it is a mark, and it's Joel Smith who's kicked 2 goals already. He's on centre wing. Gee, another goal here would be invaluable. So he's got a long way to get there, though, as the kick comes into the centre half forward area. There's Lowe. Oh, up go the big hands of Stewie Lowe. I wonder if he's been, oh yes, he's been moved out to centre half forward by the looks of it.
First real chance he's had for to take a grab like that.
So Stewie Lowe, he'll look for Everett. Everett will come from the back. He's only got Gehrig to beat. There's the big arms went up. Nathan Burke charged it up. Everett! Oh, he's miskicked it. Had a real chance then on his opposite foot. Pipe gives it to Gehrig, and the Eagles with that strong defence go to McIntosh.
McIntosh from halfback. Over the head of Schofield. And the ball goes out on centre wing. Well, there was a chance for the Saints. Stewie Lowe taking his first mark, getting his first kick. And Everett had the roving roll, only about 15 metres out from goal, but totally miskicked it.
Timely move by Stan Elves, though, Drew, too, because Everett was looking pretty tired in the ruck. There was a few contests he should have got to, but just couldn't. The legs wouldn't move him, so get him up in that forward area.
3 1/4 minutes to quarter time. Turnbull somehow gets boot to ball. Up to half forward. Harvey sprints after it. Well done, Robert Harvey. Back to Lappin. His hand pass is effective. Daniels. Oh, good mark by Brown. Came in from the side of the pack. Another goal by the Saints would make it a bit interesting. Low on the lead. Well, this will test his new kicking skills. 60 metres out from goal. Steers it low for Everett. Punched by Matera. That was great to get the ball going forward the Eagles' way. If it got behind, it was going to be dangerous. Quick interchange of hand passing outside of the boot, Matera, and straight to Wakeland. Darryl Wakeland had the ball knocked out of his hands by Mitchell White, and a 50-metre penalty should make this a certain goal.
St Kilda have to be aware if they're going to kick to Everett like they did before. They've got to have Crummers around, particularly when it's 2-on-1.
Well, this is Darryl Wakeland, who's playing at centre half-back on Mitchell White, but here he is lining up for goal. White standing the mark is only about 15 metres out.
And Drew didn't kick a goal last year, and he slows to kick one this year.
Wakeland in his second season with the Saints. His twin brother came over the year before. And there's a goal. So a rare highlight there for Darryl Wakeland as far as goal scoring.
So there's Michael Malthouse. And just look at the body language. I don't think he'd be all that happy after the great start they got. The Eagles, the Saints have fought their way right back into this contest. And Elves is down there too, talking to Trainees. There's Brown, out towards half forward. Lovell gets it to Simmons. Out here is Chad Morrison. Morrison puts it on the ground. Young was after him, but he gets away. He's a pretty talented young player. Down towards home. He's had a free kick for a push against Lappin. It is to Donnelly when the ball wasn't within 5 metres. Donnelly from 55 metres kicks into the man on the mark. Turnbull's got it. Here's McLean. Oh, he went to Harvey. Harvey with a characteristic handball. It's a beauty too. Out towards Daniels. Daniels hooks it back. He was looking for Wakeland. Matera crashes his way through. Aussie Jones. Over the top he goes to Joel Smith. Those two young players will mean a lot to the Saints in future years, you would think, as the kick comes right down towards half forward and over the line.
The effort of Lappin there, with the right idea was just a bit too obvious about it, Pete. they're fortunate that Donnelly kicked into his hands. They're able to rebound away.
Smith and Jones combining then, and the other member of the nondescript, Brown, has had 8 touches in the first quarter. Low for the boundary throw in. Kick forward for the Saints, and they've got a chance here, but Jakovic reads the play well. Finds his partner in crime, McKenna, out from defence. On the bounce to White, who's left Wakeland by 20 metres to Banfield. Over the top, Schofield. Kick by Schofield for Lewis. Well done, Peckett. Bardsley is there, over his shoulder. The danger is Mainwaring. Hobson should have taken the mark. Outnumbered 2-1. Daniels has Burke. Mainwaring recovered. Burke flips the ball forward. Harvey. Last minute of the first quarter. If the Saints can get another one, they're right in it after a shocking start. Off the ground goes Jack Daniels, and the ball out of play down towards half forward. Stan Alves certainly looking worried. It's not as disastrous as it might have been.
Well, I'd be quite happy at the moment if I was Stan, because after a disastrous opening, these sides got right back into this. Good contest now. There's Shane Wakeland, who's number 12. He's got a huge task on Jakovic. So very close to quarter time, just 30 seconds to go. There's Nathan Burke, a quick kid. Here's Lowe. Oh, look at those hands. Vice-like grip. And even a good fullback like McIntosh couldn't budge him.
If they give him a chance like that, Pete, he's always going to be hard to toss there. He's even the sort of player who's so strong in arms, if you try and cut across his arms too, but he's hard to dislodge.
Well, he's going to run out of time here. Well, he'll have his shot, so there won't be any play after this kick. There's the siren. He should steady now. Can he make the distance? Just inside 50. Stewie Lowe, they want a goal. Oh, he miskicks it slightly and doesn't make the distance. And the umpire puts the hands up, so no score. But Roscoe, after a brilliant blitz by the Eagles, and St.
Vernon, the umpire, to start us for the second quarter. Downsborough up against Everett. Everett back on the ball after finishing on the forward line in the first quarter. McKenna, 10 possessions in the first quarter. He was great. Applies a tackle here. Daniels on all fours. Ball spills out. Now it's not coming out. And umpire Vernon will have to ball it up again.
The Eagles have taken Chris Lewis off from full forward. Metropolis is on up there.
Grant Vernon, David Ackland and Gavin Dorr in charge, the field umpires today. Everett and Downsborough. Downsborough got a hand to it and got boot to it. Back towards the centre. Spoiled by Bardsley. Ball flipped over the top by Brown to Bardsley. To centre half forward. Wakeland spoiled by Jakovic. It comes to Downsborough, going all right. Here's kick to centre wing. Daniels got in front but couldn't take the mark. Keogh might have taken free. He was bowled over without it. Comes to White. The hand pass is good. Lovell, 60 metres out, a centering kick. Morrison from behind. Chad Morrison on the 50. There's Keogh. Slapped up the ground by Young, but it sits well for Mitchell White. Wide to Downsborough. What a great start he's had to the second term. Kick to full forward. Turnbull gets the ball down. Lappin's there for the Saints.
Shanahan receives from Lappin on to Nathan Burke. Burke getting many possessions as usual, and a good kick.
It was good, wasn't it, Pete?
Yeah, because it looked like it was going to drop short to two Eagles who were waiting for it, Ross.
He could have come back inside. He had Bardsley free on the 50, but it would have been a bit of a tricky kick.
So Everett versus Downsborough, and Downsborough seems to be improving with each game, getting a lot more confidence. He's getting a regular game. Good play by Evans. Well, he gave it to Lovell, who was caught. That's holding the ball. He had plenty of time to get rid of it. And once Jason Daniels tackles you, you're gone. So Daniels at halfback, a very underrated player. To Joel Smith, who kicked 2 very good goals in the first term. So Smith just on the defensive side of the middle of the ground as he brings it towards Aussie Jones. Wakeland flies. It's no mark. Play on Jones and Daniels. Daniels to Wakeland. Knocked away. Here comes Shane Wakeland going in hard after it. Mitchell White was there. Gee, they're going very hard. Shane Wakeland again gives off a hand pass. Robbie Harvey, the chip pass. Very good vision by Harvey. And he finds Beveridge. And I don't think he could have found a better man to give it to. Oh, he's going to pass it. Dangerous, but it's going to come off. Good thinking. Joel Smith has marked 35 metres from goal directly in front. He's already kicked 2. I thought at first Beveridge probably should have had a shot. But if Smith kicks the goal, it'll be well worth it. And then they're right back in it. Smith for his third. Races in. He might have hooked it slightly. Doesn't look happy. He's missed it.
The crowd reaction was that he missed it. And Turnbull's been taken off the Eagles, and Ben Cousins on for his first run. He's gone to the pocket. Picked up by Peckett. Shanahan will take Metropolis.
Joel Smith's had 7 kicks, though, and a good start to the game. There's McKenna, who had 3 kicks, 7 handballs in the first quarter. Oh, not a good kick, straight to Nathan Burke. Oh, Guy McKenna, of all people. And Burke has marked just inside the 40-metre mark.
He's normally pinpoint with those kicks, isn't he?
He was there, but...
Burke really make him pay. Margin's 12 points. This for a 1-kick game if he can kick this. And he has.
Well, only 6 points the margin now. If Banfield brings it down to half-court, that's Schofield. Well, Morrison went without it. Here's Banfield. He's looking for Schofield again. He knocks it on. Oh, could have been a free kick for the Eagles. And it is. It's coming back here to half-court. It'll go to Cousins, who's on the ground. Ben Cousins. So Cousins a long, long way out. Saints have forced their way back, right back into this game. So we're in for a terrific contest. A nice looking kick up to the danger area as far as St Kilda is concerned. Everett knocks it away to Harvey. Harvey goes back to Lappin. Lappin pretty self-assured. Gee, Burke's getting heaps of touches. Finds Young. They've got a bit of confidence up. Slippery ground still, as you can see by that bounce. And Matthew Young, a greatly improved player, comes to centre wing. Is punched away by David Hart. So it's on the true centre wing position. 6 points the margin as we have a look at the Saints bench.
Shuffling the names round on the magnetic board. Eagles by 6 points after such a blistering start. Rovers needed. Evans is there for the Eagles. Gains 30 metres on the turn. Bad bounce for Cousins. Donnelly loses it to Harvey. Floats the hand pass into Peckett. He's got magnificent vision, Robert Harvey. Kick by Peckett. Shane Wakeland there has the ball punched away by Jakovich. Comes to Trianides, who was benched for a while. Back on. Barkley didn't see the tackler coming, but slipped in. Chance for Daniels. Oh, well played. Out to Beveridge. He could level the scores here. Luke Beveridge. Oh, but he kicked a shocker and kicked a point.
His first reaction, Drew, was to go to the top of the square looking for someone to come out. He didn't just steady himself. He had plenty of time, plenty of room in front of him. That's what he's there for, Drew, to kick the goals like that.
So Ashley McIntosh to bring it back in. They're not giving it to Guy McKenna this time. And he's got the big job on low. He's been told to kick it. He's got to kick it straight away, or the umpire will come and bounce it. He's taken too long, and you could see that was obvious. The umpire was going to come and bounce it. He didn't kick it immediately. The umpire told him.
What about that? 2 kick-outs in a row. A shocker by McKenna and a shocker by McIntosh.
Well, how would Michael Malthouse be if they get a goal out of this bounce? I don't think he'd be a happy man as we watch this bounce. Low versus McIntosh. Oh, it's in a danger area. It's going to be bounced about a metre out from the St Kilda goal. Well, have we got a contest now? It's only 5 points in favour of the West Coast. The Saints, terrific effort to get back into it. Here comes Lowe and Matera. Trianides around the corner. I think he's goal. Saints in front. Brilliant goal to Jason Trianides. And you wouldn't believe it, St Kilda in front, Roscoe, by a point.
Yes, and normally from those bounces after the penalty, they tried to force the ball through for a point. Couldn't do it. There's another ball up. It's a great snap by Trianides. He spent some time off the ground in the first quarter. Derrick was running off him.
The fans know they have a game now. In the middle, it comes to Keogh. And he was legged and will take a free kick. Rod Keogh walking around on the left boot. Travelled too well, that kick. McKenna takes the mark.
It's a skill error again. It was a poor kick,
wasn't it, for a skillful player.
McKenna to Simmons and back to McKenna. But he'll still have that mistake fresh in his mind. Morrison, a beautiful hand pass to Evans. Being run down by Daniels. The kick out wide. Couldn't quite take it, Metropolis. Back he goes to Donnelly. It's coming back, but not enough. And bounces away, and there's no score. And we still have the Saints up by a point, 6-2 to 6-1, with 14 minutes remaining in the second term.
Yeah, it's a bad miss by Metropolis there. He's now being moved, actually. He's coming down the ground in the shuffle up in that forward area.
So forward pocket. Lappin taking on Donnelly in the ruck. The smallest ruckman of all time. Here's Mitchell White going out wide. The chip pass is on. Oh, it comes down towards the pocket. Morrison went without it. Peckett. Well, they've got the loose man here in Nathan Burke. Burke to Trianides, and the Saints have got the loose men everywhere as the kick is out in front of Aussie Jones. Let's see if it bounces for him. It does. Lowe's going to duck back. He can kick it to the square. Lowe, or is it a goal? It's a great goal to Jones.
It's a 7-point lead now to St Kilda, and the 7-1 on pops. The West Coast not travelling too well at the moment. At half-back, Matthew Young. Hand passes good to Harvey. Has to recover. Lappin across the half-back line. Gave it too much, and the ball has beaten Daniels over the boundary line. Won't be unhappy.
Not quite right, but they won't be unhappy with that, Drew, no. And another change by West Coast as Morrison comes off and Lewis to come back on. Donnelly's gone to full forward.
The boundary throw-in. The Eagles in attack. Everett went to ground. Downsborough almost uncontested, then lost it in the tackle. Everett recovered well to Robert Harvey. This ball moved through heavy traffic. Cross half-back, which could be dangerous. Peckett. A bouncing ball. Trianides overrun. Has to recover. Metropolis takes it out. It's an all-Australian game, isn't it? Metropolis on Trianides at the moment. And 7-2 to 6-1, St Kilda in front.
Well, the Eagles fans a quarter of an hour ago were very, very vocal. They've got a little bit quiet because they realise that St Kilda have come here to put on a really good showing. They're desperate, have to win to keep in touch with the 8. And they're playing that way at the moment. It didn't look too good in the first 5 minutes. So it's Eagles half-forward line, but a long, long way out near the boundary line. Wakeland, it's a free kick in that ruck contest. It's going the Saints' way, and it's going to Darryl Wakeland. One of the many good players that have come from Port Adelaide Football Club.
He's done a pretty good job on White so far.
Yes, haven't seen a lot of Mitchell White.
He's just kept him out of it, Pete.
Great game last week where he took 15 or 16 marks. Now the kick in towards the half-forward area is thumped away. Here's Brown. Gets it. Shane Wakeland caught. Gets in a hand pass. Banfield dodging and weaving. Kicks it long to the half-forward line. Jamie Shanahan races back. Now, he's got Young on his own out here at centre wing. If he can get it to him, he's got to kick it long. In fact, he's got the 2 redheads, Young and Daniels, and Young takes the mark. Off he goes. Matthew Young. Oh, straight off the side of his boot. Favours Matera. Matera handballs back to the boundary line. 50 metres out from the St Kilda goal.
One of those skill errors, Pete, isn't it? And we've spoken about a few times today. The kick should have been more direct.
Throw in, half forward for St Kilda. Downsborough beats Everett. Comes to Harvey. Nice like tackle by McKenna. That ball's going nowhere, and we'll have a ball up.
Mitchell White's come right down the field. He's almost on that 50-metre line of St Kilda's. Wakeland just sitting about 50 metres away. Now he's coming down to meet him.
White 15 marks last week, 1 mark so far today. It's inside the 50, but here's the magician Matera. It sits well for Banfield. Now White. Kick by White over the wing. Donnelly. Spoiled by Shanahan. Comes to Young. Back to Shanahan. He lost it in the tackle, Young, and he's been knocked off the holding. Andrew Donnelly just forward of left centre wing. Bright sunshine now at Subiaco Oval after rain all week and rain earlier this morning. Downsborough coming off for a rest. Turnbull back on for the Eagles. The kick inside 50. Through Gehrig it goes to Peckett. Kick by Peckett towards the outer side. Beveridge. He is in the back pocket. He had a shot for goal earlier in the game. Kick by Beveridge over centre wing. Hart. Gets the ball away from Jones. No, he doesn't. Here's little Aussie. Had time to steady. And the mark's taken by Wakeman. The Saints turn this game around in...
This is 50 metres. Oh, yes, ran across the mark.
It's the second one for Darryl Wakeland. He had a shot in the first quarter and got a goal.
Jeez, Mick Malthouse will be furious. This is handing a goal, isn't it? Roscoe?
It's untidy.
Well, there's mistakes by...
Very unusual it goes to the same player too.
It'll be a good little lead if he kicks it.
White, McKenna and McIntosh are just queuing up to make brews at the moment in the back line. And here's Darryl Wakeland. His first goal was a rarity. What about two? That's two. And this crowd's stunned.
It's a pretty fair assessment, Drew, I think, and it is unusual that the same player gets 250s, particularly early in a game like he has and scores goals, particularly a player who hadn't scored a goal in a season and a half. He's done a very good job on Mitchell White. Mitchell White's trying to run as far and wide as he can to get kicks, but Wakeland's just gone with him and just nullified him. It's worked pretty well so far.
Well, a huge turnaround in this game. 13 points in favour of the Saints, and Darryl Wakeland, who's playing at centre-back, has kicked 2 goals. Now there's Everett getting a couple of vital hands to the ball, and he's lifted a notch with his hit-outs. So another bounce to take place in the centre. Saints playing committed football. The Eagles really have to lift now. Got the crowd behind them. It's tapped down to Daniels. Keogh winning Guy McKenna, brilliant play, belts it out of the half-back area, and a terrific mark taken by Cousins. Cousins to Chris Lewis, who breaks the tackle and leads and marks 50 metres from goal. They'll still take a very good kick.
It's his first touch for the game.
So Chris Lewis, who had a spell on interchange for a while, and young Cousins, I would always start with him on the ground, to be quite honest, Ross. I think he's a very promising young player. So a big kick coming up here for the Eagles. It's Chris Lewis. He'll have to kick it about 51 metres on a pretty acute angle. Kicks it up. It starts to swing. Not enough. One behind, I would think. Yes, it is. So now it's even 2 goals. 12 points the margin in favour of the Saints.
4 goals to nothing this quarter. The Saints have done it pretty well.
Beckett's kick is perfect. Shanahan on the 50. Kick by Shanahan to centre wing. McKenna gets the ball down to Mainwaring. High kick, that'll bring more rain. Derrick shifted forward. There's Cousins, and the ball eventually over the line, and a throw in. So the Eagles in this quarter have added just 1 behind, and the Saints have kicked 4-2. What a turnaround. Late in the first quarter it started, and it's continued with a rush in the second term. Everett, Donnelly, Turnbull just back on the ground. Wide for Schofield. Kicked a couple of great goals in the first quarter. A centering kick. Gehrig. Score by Shanahan. Comes to Lappin. There's no doubt he was going for the line then. And he's been pinged again.
But he gained ground about 15 metres. That is tough.
It's no different, Pete, to actually kicking to the touch, is there? I mean, look, it's gone 15. I agree with you.
He gained 15 metres round the boundary line. How can you be pinged to that?
Yeah, and Matthew Lappin is ruining his treatment by the umpires today. Schofield. Well, a casual-looking shot for goal, struck through the middle. And Schofield kicked his third. Still shaking his head.
So back to the centre. Handy one of the Eagles. 6 points in favour of the Saints. Everett. Big tap. Banfield dragged away from the ball. Here's Mainwaring, a quick kick. Keogh showing terrific skill. Everett's got to kick it quickly. He does. Nathan Burke has marked. 35 metres from goal, directly in front.
It's a strong mark, Pete, isn't it? He knew the pack was coming behind him. Everett just got his kick away. He's very slow today. Seemed to have his mind in neutral for a period there in the first quarter. So when he finally got the kick away, Nathan Burke was 5 metres in front of Matera.
So Burke for his second, and again to make the margin 12 points. Matera dancing around on the mark as Nathan Burke chips it in and kicks a goal. So again, the margin is 12 points, and the Saints players are pretty fired up.
Those blokes in the crowd are too.
Garrick's been taken from the ground, and Darren's was going up to full forward. Mainwaring there, the ball just smothered off the boot, and then Keogh I thought might have hung on to a little bit longer, and certainly I thought that of Everett. But then too much ground given by Matera to Burke, and the skipper puts another one through.
All up in the middle, and Turnbull wins a ripper out of the centre square. There's Darryl Wakeman playing the game of his life. Magnificent football. The kick inside 50 under the chest of Metropolis. There's nothing in that from Stuart Lowe. The crowd getting pretty vocal about it. Metropolis pass. Evans 20 metres in the clear. Saints by 2 goals. The kick by Evans on the bounce to Donnelly. A fumble. It went straight through him. Young the first to recover. Hawthorn discard. He's done well this year for the Saints. He rushes that ball over the boundary line at half-back. His first 4 games this year for the Saints were all wins, and the last 4 have all been losses. It's been a strange season for the Saints.
So 12 points still the margin, and Matthew Young, number 20 for the Saints, is a huge improver. It's not the same player as we see Evans go forward. At the back is Shanahan. Oh, dangerous. Socket off the ground by Cousins. Or is it a free kick?
Yeah, it's a free kick against Downs to repeat.
Yeah, free kick against Downs for a push or shepherding. It'll go to Jamie Shanahan. He's looking for Keogh, and Keogh will mark at half-back. Well, they've got the answers at the moment, the Saints. It's
been pretty quiet, Keogh. He's only had 2 and 1.
So a low trajectory kick, or it just doesn't quite get to Daniels. Here's a chance for Chris Lewis. And from 50 metres, Lewis brings it in the goal and puts it through for a goal.
Just under 6 minutes remaining to half-time, and St Kilda's lead cut to 6 points. Been good, Schofield. Evans. It's a pretty fair tackle, and the umpire says, give it to me, I'll ball it up.
I thought he might have attacked a free kick earlier. Didn't come to him. Vernon let it go. Looked high. Looked like the left arm was over his shoulder.
Ball up. Everett wins it. McKenna takes Smith out perfectly. Schofield. Way to Lovell. Now Matera. Here he goes. Anything could happen. Well, he got collared.
Oh, it's silly by Everett. Going to give the free kick away. He tackled him in the first instance.
This has been reversed. It'll go back to Everett, I think.
50 metres against him.
Oh,
so there's a finish up being a goal to the Eagles.
Well, the umpire came then and warned Metropolis.
And there's a pen coming.
The other umpire. Yeah. It's a double 50.
And I think Everett has gone in the book. He threw one. And umpire David Ackland is right.
Well,
this would be a disaster for the Saints.
Well, it's shocking play. And shocking play, Drew, because the Saints had possession of the ball and were heading goalwards.
So here's McKenna. A simple goal from the goal square. And the scores are level. After a shocking mistake by Everett. And if he gets rubbed at the tribunal, that'll be Vidovic and Everett out. And
the umpire, David Ackland, now up to talking to him and reporting him. Suggests it might be something high on Metropolis.
I thought the umpire spoke very severely to Metropolis as well, so I just wondered if something happened afterwards. Anyway, no after the game, but back to the centre, the scores are level. And number 42 for St Kilda's Andrew McLean.
Everett will be out of there anymore.
They're going to take Shane Wakeman off before people. They haven't yet.
Now, Turnbull was the flyer. Let's see if the Eagles lift.
Everett gets taken off.
Well, that's a disciplinary move by Stan Elves because it cost them a goal. And when the blokes on the bench aren't too happy with him either. Anyway, Turnbull. Here's Robert Harvey. Clever little hand pass to Beveridge. Should have given it back to Harvey. Here's Bardsley. Trianides out wide. Can't quite get there on the bounce. Oh, now is that deliberate? No, says the umpires. Metropolis tapped it straight to the line.
Well, that evidence is not only a game turner, but it could be a season turner as well. Because if they lose here and they lose him at the tribunal, what chance the Saints of being any good for the rest of the year?
He's been pretty ineffective today too, Drew.
So Jakovic doing the ruck work. Beaten to it by Shane Wakeman. Keogh going in hard after it. There's Evans. Kicks it straight to Young. Young transfers play to Smith, who gets away. Having a great contest with Guy McKenna. And he can go to Harvey here. Harvey at half-forward marks. Robert Harvey. He loves to play on. Let's see what he does here. He's got Lowe lurking down there. Now Lowe. Here's the kick. Oh, did it get there? Umpire said no. Gets it out to Brown. Nathan Burke gets onto his right foot. Rings it in at goal. Yes, I think it's a goal. Good play by the Saints.
Kick 3 1/4.
He was the one that spoke harshly with Everett before he's taken off.
Nathan Burke's kicked 9 goals all season. Today he's kicked 3 1/4. Keogh's hand pass chopped off by Schofield. And the kick by Simmons is smothered by Beveridge. He's still going, Luke Beveridge. 60 metres out. Steers the pass for Lowe. No hope McIntosh to beat him when Lowe was in front like that.
There's a good shepherd too by was it young Joel Smith on McKenna. It might have been McLean, the ruckman, just to give Beveridge a chance to continue through. Tony Evans will come off now and interchange with Pike.
The Eagles hit back, and with that double 50-metre penalty, they got level. But Stuart Logan give the Saints a 2-goal lead again. 42 metres out. It's way to the right, and he's missed it. So that's his first score today, and just a point.
Yes, he's missed a few easy ones in recent weeks too, Stewie Lowe. His kicking's gone off the boil a bit. Guy McKenna. Let's see if he goes for the short one again. The crowd's waiting in anticipation. He's been warned to kick it. Oh, this could be out in the full. Oh, the umpire told him he had to kick it, and in his haste to get rid of it, he's put it out in the full. And Joel Smith, who is a very, very talented, no, it's Trianides. But they would have been better off with Smith taking this.
This is the best defence in the league, the mingiest, and they're just giving the ball up to the opposition time and time again.
And Jason Trianides from the boundary line. And being a left footer, it was always going to be a difficult shot, and he has put it out in the full. Might have been better even just putting it up in the square. Guy McKenna to take this penalty kick. He brings it to the half-back line. I think he's put it out again. He has. A guy that kicks it so beautifully, and he's made 2 or 3 big skill errors with his kicking, and Joel Smith this time will take the kick.
The important thing is just to keep his head, realise that it's not going to take much to adjust that back.
Is there a Bermuda Triangle down there this quarter? Best defenders in the competition making elementary mistakes. Long kick to the forward line. Lowe was swamped. It comes to the back. McKenna's got it again. This time he goes for open spaces, and they cheer him because it didn't go out on the full.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Oh. Hand pass. Lovell to Banfield. Kick to half-forward, 2 against 2, a chance for the Eagles here. Donnelly with Young. Young has been a good player. Goes to the boundary line, or Keogh. And Keogh's happy to see that over the line. And a throw in down towards half-forward. There's Peter Sumich, who was injured yesterday playing for South Fremantle in the Waffle. An arm injury. They suspect maybe a break. Last 2 minutes of the first half. Turnbull knocks it goalwards for the Eagles. Here's Young again. Support from Harvey. Amazing how they don't seem to be able to lay a hand on him. Young loses it. Oh, Lewis tackled high.
It's got to be a high.
Play on, Lewis. Ball going towards the boundary line. It's kept in by Downsborough. Pike takes it over. Saints leading by 7 points. And, Steve Malaxos watches on.
Yes, Steve, a great Claremont player. As we see Young diving on it, so a vital, well, just over a minute till half-time. The Saints would love to go in with a 7-point lead. It's up in the Eagles' forward area. They're 40 metres out from their goal. Here's Turnbull. flicking it over the back. That was good play to Simmons. He went without it. Now he goes back in again. This is Paul Simmons. Bring it in short. Oh, good play by Peckett to punch it away. There's the ever-reliable Nathan Burke. Back towards the boundary line. Good play by the little champ.
That's no more deliberate than what Lapin's was.
Well, the only thing that time he was being tackled, I suppose. But he was unlucky, Lapin, I thought, on both occasions. Downsborough to Pike. Goes to ground. It's that Burke laying the tackle. Geez, a great player, Nathan Burke.
He's been effective this quarter, Pete, hasn't he, with those 3 goals?
Oh, and the hard work he does round the ground too, Roscoe. He's just a tremendous footballer.
10 and 4.
Here's McLean. I think he's a promising young player. Lewis hooks it back at goal. Shanahan at the back should go the fist. He does and puts it over the line.
28 seconds left on the clock. The Eagles led by 13 points at quarter time and now trail by 7. It's been a disastrous term for them. From the boundary throw-in, Wakeland takes clean possession. Can't get boot to ball. Downsborough attempts a soccer. Daniels tries a backhander. Well done, Cousins. Lovell. Oh, not a bad kick. Great goal. They're back to within a point.
Well, that was an important kick, Drew, wasn't it? I mean, after he was struggling that forward area for what seemed to be 2 or 3 minutes, players getting bottled up everywhere. The ball finally got free. Cousins was the player to get it out to him there, just trying to get some space. He looked at the options, did Lovell, front of the square, nothing there, so have a shot. Good kick.
So back to the centre with 10 seconds till half-time. Not likely to see a score. As McLean taps it wide. There's Banfield working hard. Goes to Lovell, who just kicked the last goal. On to Jakovic, and the siren sounds as Jakovic kicks it to Donnelly in a terrific second term of football. The Saints got on top, and the Eagles have fought back to such an extent, Roscoe, that St Kilda over.
He will have been feeling chastised.
Well, you've got to ask him now, Drew, to give the side something. He's done very little today, so now's his chance to redeem himself. He hasn't had a touch. Literally. I beg your pardon. He's at 4.
Bounce by umpire Gavin Gore to start the second half. Everett got a palm to it, but he got it down to Evans. Evans kick. Latin charged at it very hard. Knocked on by Pike. Matera now forward. Inside 50. Peter Matera offline with the kick. And through for a minor score, which levels the scores here.
Jared Schofield's in the back half picking up Beveridge. Metropolis is staying with Trianides.
So it'll be into there's Robbie Harvey making position, or dangerous kick. It wasn't a good kick to him. Banfield's got it, races in from the boundary line, centres it, and kicks it straight to Jamie Shanahan. So a big opportunity there for the Eagles went begging. Shanahan bring it to Keogh. Could be in for a ring-a-ding second half here, because the Saints are taking it up the Eagles. The Eagles have got the crowd support, and they're starting to really yell for their team as Keogh to Mitchell White. And Mitchell White's taken a very good mark. He's been pretty quiet. That's his second mark after 16 last week. There's a beautiful lead from Fraser Gehrig with his great pace. It's away from Shanahan. A terrific kick from Mitchell White.
Spot on, and that's to wanting from Gehrig since he's moved up there in the second quarter. A few chances had to lead like that.
So Gehrig from directly in front, but 50 metres out, he'll kick right on the line as he lets fly with this one, and he misses it to the right. So the Eagles in front by that behind.
And the Saints working a huddle for their kick in. The Eagles didn't know what they were doing when they kicked in the second term. And the kick by Peckett in short, and the mark to Daniels. Daniels a further short one to Keogh. Relatively quiet today. Rod Keogh breaks from half-back. Nobody approaching him. His kick to a vacant centre-half forward position. Oh, Beveridge pushed out. Free kick. Beveridge can be hot and cold. Long kick to full forward. Lowe from behind. One-hander. Great mark by Stewie Lowe. 30 metres out from goal. And having just lost the lead, the Saints can regain it.
Yeah, it's just a bit too much strength there for McIntosh, who's pretty strong himself.
Well, Stewie so far hasn't bothered the scorers, the goal scorers. He has kicked 1 point for the day. He's got this one.
Saints by 5 points after Stewie Lowe has kicked his first of the game. There's Brown with a quick little kick. Robert Harvey after it, taps it back to Lappin. Matthew Young has caught, gets it into Keogh. Back it comes to Lappin. He gives it to Harvey, who was caught. It was a bad hand pass. Free kick to Banfield. And is this might be reversed? No, the umpire, Grant Vernon, warning Banfield as he... Now, what's happened there? Nothing. Great importance as it goes to Simmons. Simmons in towards the pocket. Mitchell White leads and marks in front of Darryl Wakelin. And Mitchell White is a beautiful kick. He'll have to be because he's got to kick it from 50.
Becomes an important player, Mitchell White.
Just inside 50, in fact. He's got a beautiful kicking style. Won't quite make the distance. Shanahan will probably go over the line. Bardsley. Oh, good play by Bards. He has a bounce. He can bounce again. That's 2. Will he go again? Yes, he will. 3, 4. And then he kicks it out of the danger area, but he's kicked it straight to Daniel Metropolis.
All the hard work undone. He got a great shepherd from Nathan Burt.
And 50 metres. There's been a few 50s today, Russ.
It's about 5, isn't it? 6 maybe, because Everett got a couple. It's probably up to 6.
Umpire Gavin Dorr applying this one.
No one on the mark.
Wakelin. This pass is in short, and Wakelin, who gave away the 50, didn't get back in time to cover White, and White, his man, took the mark.
Well, it was poor matching up by the St Kilda players, Drew, because, as you say, he had to come back on those 50s, and then they said, get back and pick up White as well. No support at all.
So White, who was relatively quiet in the first half with just 1 mark and a couple of kicks, has been prominent early. This from 50. He's got it. So the Eagles back in front by a point. What a game at Subi.
Yes, and it's important that he does get himself back into the game. He hasn't been poor during the course of the first half, just very much lacking the influence he had last week. And that's due part to Darryl Wakelin, his opponent. He still had a bit of the footy though, Mitch White. 6 and 8. Now that important goal.
So Everett versus Downsborough. Kick by Tony Brown in mid-air. Up goes Everett to try and thump it away. Jason Daniels a quick kick. Finds Trionides. He can go to Burke. Burke trying to get back. Ozzie Jones is there to lend a hand, but he's surrounded by Eagles. Here's Metropolis, to Banfield, to Jakovic. Jakovic, a one-on-one contest. Peter Matera at the back. Matthew Young in front. Schofield gives it off to Downsborough. Downsborough on the left foot, puts it into the danger area. Jamie Shanahan worrying about his opponent. Should have run off the ball, and eventually it's punched over the line by Gehrig, but gee, I thought he could have come out and taken
I
that,
must agree with you, Pete. He just wanted to force back on Gehrig rather than coming forward. But I agree that he could have almost got there on the full.
Eagles leading by a point. Throw into the forward pocket. Gehrig gets it down. Cousins. Oh, great roving by the kid. The hand pass to Lewis is good. What a goal!
Eagles by 7 points. Chris Lewis has kicked his second. Everett versus Downsborough again. Everett with that left hand. Straight to Banfield. Evans is there for the Eagles. Tries to shuffle it out. Nathan Burke couldn't get his boot to it. And they all pounce on it, and the umpire's going to bounce it again. So a vital time coming up. Eagles starting to get a sniff of it, and St Kilda have to reply pretty quickly, I would think. Evans loses the ball in the tackle. It's a loose ball, and then eventually Schofield comes in to dive on top of it with Tony Brown.
Good duel between Evans and Burke when they've been on the ball.
So again, a bounce. And there must be about 14 players around this bounce as Everett, beaten by Downsborough. A big punch. There's Matthew Young trying to get it out to Lappin, to Burke. That was good play. Sensible play by Burke to kick it off the ground. It comes out here to Main Waring. Breaks the tackle. A loose ball comes to half forward, taken by Matthew Young. He brings it 55 metres down to Wakeland. Oh, he jumped high over Jakovic.
Wow.
Couldn't hang on to it.
What a jump. Cleared by half for the Eagles to Lewis. Both teams have turned up the heat at the start of this second half. Magnificent at the moment. Lewis to Evans. Just over the centre line. Evans across the ground to Downsborough. Everett loping behind. The two big blokes go at it. Downsborough. A high kick inside 50. Gehrig. Off to White. Out of bounds on the full.
It's a difficult shot like that, Mitch White. See a tip the mark here, but it's Shane Wakeland. It's a great jump, but in the end, all it does is leave you one short on the deck, and Eagles cleared the ball away.
Here's twin brother Darryl from the back pocket to half-back Everett. Well done by Daniels. Oh, almost intercepted. Keogh out of defence, just inside the line, and out of bounds just forward of centre wing. Great game at Subiaco Oval. The Eagles coming off 6 wins in a row. The Saints coming off 4 losses in a row, and the Eagles by just 7 points.
Absolutely nothing in it. Very, very even contest. Everett in front. Downsborough flies at the back. Here's Brown. Very clever young player to the half-forward line. Aussie Jones in front. Here comes Nathan Burke charging after. David Hart loses the ball. Around the corner goes Beveridge. Here's Lowe. Lowe and McIntosh. Some holding. Free kick to Lowe against McIntosh. And McIntosh can't believe it.
Well, there you picked that. That's umpire David Ackland. He's saying he was holding on. Well, he was holding on to the left arm, but play on.
A little bit lucky, I felt, with Shuey Lowe. But still, it evens out in the long run, I suppose. I thought a couple of the deliberate out of bounds were a bit stiff against the Saints. The Eagles got goals from 2 of them against young Lappin. And the crowd's hooting as Shuey Lowe comes in for his 2nd goal. As he steps, I think he's missed. And he misses far too many goals from the 30 to 35, 40-metre range. And it can be demoralising for players up the ground. You get it to Lockett. Lockett kicks those, doesn't it?
Eagles have switched Gehrig to centre half forward, Mitchell White to full forward.
I thought that Stewie Lowe was a certainty to kick 100 this year. All he had to do was to stay fit. He wouldn't put a lot of money on him at the moment. Banfield at half-back. Over the wing to Gehrig. Oh, good mark at full tilt overhead. Whew.
That is a difficult mark, Drew.
And a mighty kick to the 50. Metropolis with Everett. Everett the punch. And they've already come to grips, and they'll meet at the tribunal via a video conference during the week.
It's going to Metropolis again. Everett just threw him out of the contest. I think, or was he going to... No, it's going to Cousins. Sorry, Drew. Not for that.
Paid the throw.
Yep.
Cousins, who brilliantly set up a goal for Lewis earlier in the quarter. 55 metres out, right to the goal line. Punched out. Saints defenders. Pecker taking off the ball easily. Cousins again to Downsborough. Look at the heat in this game. That's fantastic. And it'll be a ball up right in front, 35 metres out.
I agree with you, Drew. It is a great game of football. The Saints have come over here with a mission. They are desperate. They know they need a win if they're going to have a chance in the finals this year. Knocked down by Everett. It hits Mitchell White right in the head. He's still shaking his head. Trianides will go to the line. Well played by Peter Matera. That was brilliant football. Here's a chance for the Eagles. It was 2-on-1. Young goes in very, very hard. Oh, well played by Aussie Jones. What can Everett do? Oh, he's knocked it onto Schofield. Schofield into an open goal. And he's missed. Well, Everett should have been belting it forward their way, not finessing.
Yeah, some mishandling there, wasn't there, Pete? Very lucky not to be penalised by Schofield. His accuracy early was good.
Well, they let off the hook there, Ross, and 7 points, and absolutely nothing in it. It's a short kick comes into Beveridge.
Just under 11 and a half minutes to go to three-quarter time. Kick by Beveridge, short of the wing. Downsborough, excellent mark.
Peter Everett's got to be very careful there. He's had no influence, really.
Kick by Downsborough, recruited from West Perth last year. Two-fister out by Shanahan. Sits all right to the first gamer, taken by Daniel Healy. Oh, another big climb down there, and you interfere when you go up that early, Joel Smith, giving away the free. Guy McKenna in short. Lovell swap for Turley with Melbourne up towards the 50. Schofield, a good player today. A century kick for Lewis, sitting in front. White. Mitchell White really motoring in this third quarter. Took 1 mark in the first half, now up to 5. And the kick by White is home.
Eagles by 13 points. As a quick little kick comes to Lewis. Off the ground was good play. Down towards Cousins. Taken by Mitchell White. Cousins again. Oh, clever play by Cousins. Tries to bend it back. Harvey did well. Gets it across to Young. Young to Burke. They've got the loose man going. They need to go down and get a goal as Nathan Burke comes through the centre. A long, low trajectory kick, but it goes straight to Guy McKenna. McKenna with a beautiful pass by Simmons in half-back. So the Saints need to do something quickly. The Eagles have lifted the tempo. They're looking dangerous. As Simmons clears centre wing. Young and Matera. Good play by Matthew Young. He thumps it straight over the line in front of our commentary box. Right on the true centre wing position.
Does some good things, Matthew Young, Pete. Bit of poise for a young fellow.
Huge improver, Ross.
Parsley and Elliott among the interchange players for the Saints. Everett. Here's Jones. Well done, Aussie Jones. His left footer. Bit of space up here for Healy. Back to Trianides. One out is low. That's interference this time, and it goes to the defender. McIntosh the free.
Yeah, definitely a free kick to McIntosh there, no question.
Yep.
9 minutes left to three-quarter time. The Eagles by 13 points, 13-5 to 11-4. Kick by McIntosh. Downsborough and Everett. Everett, no, still can't take one. Banfield. It came off Evans, and we'll have a throw in at centre wing. Christian Bardsley off the ground. Lammy?
Yeah, Drew, he's injured a hand. He's actually got it iced up now, so it'll probably be doubt whether he'll be back into the game.
Everett belts it back towards the line, so it'll be another throw in. Still only 13 points the margin. We've got just under 9 minutes till three-quarter time. I think Stan Alves said Roscoe would love to be with the Eagles at three-quarter time and make it a ding-dong last quarter. There's Downsborough jumping very, very high. Evans crashes his way through. That was good play. Lewis tackle. A bad hand pass under pressure. Now Smith receives from Daniels. Where's Lowe? Here he is. Oh, he's got it too. 40 metres from goal directly in front there. Stewie Lowe has to kick this goal, Ross.
Well, White wasn't a free kick to Lewis. I'm not sure. He was pushed in the back, carried forward, and taken high, and was allowed to play on. He was the only player making the run for the ball.
Stewie Lowe has gone up and...
you're right, but yes, he'll have to kick this goal.
He has to kick this one because they've battled hard to get it down to him. You can't let the side down and keep missing. So, Stewie Lowe to kick for his second goal of the game from directly in front. It looks pretty good. The Saints are happy. It's right through the middle.
Stewie Lowe came into this game having kicked 8 goals in the previous 4 matches, averaging 2 a game, and he's up to that average now with 2 in this quarter. It's not the sort of average that'll get you 100 for the year. Keogh right back in the centre circle. The umpire will ball it up. Prior to that, he was kicking 9s against Geelong, 8s against Fitzroy and Footscray, 7 against Collingwood.
Both team runners are getting a workout, Pete, aren't they?
And Tim Jepp, he looks as though he might need a bit of a workout too.
You said that.
I'll tell him when I see him too.
Yeah. One of them's a whippet, Russell Green, and the other one, T. Jepp. deep into retirement by the looks of it. And this is another ball up. It's advanced from the centre circle, well, about 7 metres, going the Eagles' way. Gee, it's tight in the clinches. There's no breathing space.
No, great game it is. The Eagles have got a real contest on their hands here. They've been playing great football in the last few weeks, starting with their defeat against Carlton. Here comes the little champ, Nathan Burke. He must be figuring pretty prominently in the Brownlow medal this year. Oh, now is that deliberate by... Well...
Bit of a wayward kick from Burke in the first place, but there you go, Pete. It's all speculation, isn't it?
Well, it's all interpretation. Some players can tap it straight to the line. Umpires let them go. Other players gain 15 metres and they're pinged. Here's Robbie Harvey trying to crash through. Can't quite get away, and it'll be another throw-in. So the ruck work will be done, looks like Čekovic and Wakeland. So Čekovic with the left hand, it's tapped down. Burke, Beveridge. Oh, a great skill by Aussie Jones, but unfortunately his kick under pressure is out on the full, but it was a brilliant pickup. And David Hart. And there's McLean warming up, Andrew McLean. I think he's going to be a promising young player, McLean, eventually. Now, Hart has been a terrific player. Everett, terrific player over the years, David Hart, I was about to say. Here's Aussie Jones. Can go to Smith. Joel Smith swings on the right foot. It's an open goal. It's going to drop short. McIntosh. Oh, it bounces overhead. Lowe kicks his third. Well, unbelievably, Stewie Lowe. It was a shocking kick. Bounced over the head. And it's a gimme goal.
Yes, and the work ethic of Nathan Burke inside here just got himself right over the ball. Aussie Jones, Joel Smith. The kick was a shocker from Joel Smith. Just a real tumbling punt. McIntosh had to go forward, committed himself. Shocking bounce. And the forward gets the advantage.
And the margin back to a point. St Kilda led by a point at half-time, and now the Eagles lead by a point. McLean is on the ball for the Saints. Knocks it, but Schofield grabs it for the Eagles. Schofield's kick is perfect. Wide to half-forward flank where Lovell takes the mark. In front of Beveridge. Two former Melbourne players. Kick to 50. Gehrig. Fraser Gehrig getting around Shanahan. He likes his chances. Oh, it's a shocking old kick.
I was going to say, Drew, if he had him gone back, he's a fair kick. He might have had a ping from... he would have been 55 when he kicked it. There's some chance he's protected by that stand up there.
But I'd like to train him in professional running, Roscoe. Run him dead for a couple of years and put him in stall, give off about 8. He'd be an absolute certainty, Fraser Gehrig.
Wasn't you ran dead, didn't you?
The whole time. Over the top it goes to Beveridge. Brown marks at half-back. Gee, the Eagles can't shake off this gutsy Saints side at the moment. They're looking pretty dangerous. Tony Brown, the centre wing. Daniels and McKenna. And off hands and over the line on centre wing is Tim Jepp there. That's the run I was talking about. Former Richmond star. And Footscray. And there's the Saints bench. Just can't quite see who's getting the attention there. It is Bardsley having his hand attended to. There's Simmons. To half-forward, Andy Lovell, a very good mark. Two former Melbourne players in there. Chris Lewis. Down to Gehrig. Oh, brilliant pick up, Gehrig. Gehrig sprints away, bends it back, and that is magnificent football for a goal.
Well, the lead back to 8 points. The Eagles in this term have kicked 4 goals, 4 to 3-1. 5 minutes remaining in the term. Andrew McLean, a recruit, a 22-year-old from North Launceston, is beaten by Downsborough, a West Perth recruit. Burke underfoot. It's going nowhere. And another ball up.
Harvey's been moved out of the centre back onto Lovell, and Beveridge has been taken off. Jamie Elliott on for his first run, I'd say.
And Harvey's been playing on a wing. He hasn't been at the centre bounces. It's
tight at ground level again. Once again, there'll be a ball up. St Kilda went into this round 2 games outside the 8. But with the Crows being beaten on Friday night, has given them a chance. If they can win here today, they'll be 1 game outside. But they've got a poor percentage. But certainly if they lose here today, they can forget about it. They'd started the season so well by winning the Ansett Cup. Now there was a loose tackle, a high one. And the free kick will be taken by Morrison for the Eagles. 90 plays 82. Just over 4 minutes left to 3/4 time. Kick by Morrison straight to the opposition. And of all people, Robert Harvey.
Harvey chips it into Trianides. They'd love to peg one back before 3/4 time. They've got just under 4 minutes, the Saints, to try and peg the Eagles back. They're down by 8 points, which is nothing in modern-day football. There's Lowe flying early. I think he gave away a free kick here. And I think that was good umpiring. A free kick to Jakovic, who has something to say to Lowe. Not a lot in it.
He did interfere.
Lewis at half-back. The crowd are hooting someone. I think it's Stewie Lowe. Now, Guy McKenna, who had a sensational first term.
10 possessions in the first quarter. He's up now to 19.
So McKenna, low trajectory kick. McIntosh slipped over and still got it. Onto the left foot. Gives it to Lovell instead. Lovell brings it in towards half forward. No mark. Taken by Darryl Wakeman. On to Lappin. Lappin can go to... Oh, shocking kick by Lappin. And this is that field kicking that Stan Alves talks about. A turnover here could be very costly as he goes low. Schofield drops it. Still Schofield. Gets in a hand pass. Lappin punches it straight to Downsborough. Downsborough went for Lewis, but went wide of the mark and over the line.
Lappin's very lucky. The skipper intercepted there and just put pressure on.
Boundary throw in at half forward for the Eagles. Downsborough gets it to Lewis. Loses it in the tackle. Whistle's gone, and then the umpire said he was grabbed when he didn't have it. And free kick to Chris Lewis.
Yeah, right decision too. The ball's caught free and then he was thrown to the ground. Everett comes off and Beveridge back on.
Hooting Everett. He's not too popular here today after a second quarter clash with Peter Metropolis. Even Danny Metropolis.
Father Peter.
It's out in the full, I think.
Shows you how far back I go, Roscoe. I'm embarrassed to admit it. Elliott takes the free kick. Over half-back. Downsborough doing well. Trapped nicely by Brown. Working in confined spaces, but ran out of space. The ball out. Just over 2 minutes to go to 3/4 time. An 8-point game, the Eagles hanging on.
Well, it's a vital 2 minutes. A goal either way here would make a big difference to this game. McLean held his ground. Got it to Harvey. Harvey to Brown. Keogh showing great skill. Still dodging and weaving. He certainly has got a lot of ability. To Robert Harvey, centre wing. He loves playing on. Oh, look at that fork. Beautiful to watch. Has a bounce with the left hand. Off he goes, Robbie Harvey. He's looking below. Just a little bit late. Wakeland's here. Now Brown. Where's the lead? It's a wobbly kick. It's an ordinary kick. Guy McKenna's there. Saints still a chance as they dive on top of it. And the Eagles hold firm. And again, a skill error with a very poor kick.
14-6 to 13 goals for. The Eagles leading. St Kilda in attack for this ball up. Clock was ticking down now. I was wiping the ball. Now he runs out of room, so he says, give me more room, Grant Vernon. Now away he goes. The Saints desperately need a goal out of this. Lowe gets it going goalwards. Tackled by Daniels. Crowd wanted in the back. Smith through the pack. Matera there. Beveridge kick smothered. Ball out of play. Vital time used up. The clock stops at 56 seconds. Well done, Peter Matera.
Great smother, wasn't it, Greg?
So a throw in about 25 to 30 metres around for the St Kilda goal. Gee, they would love to get one here. The Eagles will desperately try and deny them. Harvey, Trianides, Harvey, back with the flight, but over the back comes the big fist of Jakovic to thump it over the line. There he is, Glenn Jakovic, not getting as much of the ball in last few weeks as he normally does.
His opponent's not doing much, Pete.
No, well, that's the whole point. He's such a good player. He's hard to score against. There's Trianides. Now McIntosh to Jakovic. Jakovic gets his boot to it. To the centre of the ground, Schofield. Oh, the bounce very important. McLean went hard at the ball. Gets it to Wakeland, who was grabbed when he didn't have it. Players going in hard. They dive on top of it. And the seconds, well, the clock's down to about 25 seconds as Mick Moldhouse is down on the bench, ready to come out and talk to his players.
Now the clock stops. 19 seconds left. Eagles by 8 points. Three-quarter time looming. Downsborough, well done. Down to Pike. That should make sure the Saints won't get a goal. Lovell couldn't take the mark. White's had a great third quarter. He waits for a teammate to come past, and look at this for Morrison. There's the siren.
Oh, it's at 50 metres. Oh, no.
With half a second left.
Oh, look at Jason Daniels. He can't believe it.
A 50-metre penalty against Daniels, who was running at the umpire with finger pointed.
He went 1 centimetre over the mark. Now he's going to get another 50, I think, is he?
That's the second double for the game.
No, he's taken him an extra 15.
I don't know what that second penalty is. This is a goal after the siren to the Eagles, when I'm sure the Saints thought the margin was going to be 8 points. Daniels cannot believe umpire Gavin Dorr.
Well, he did go 1 centimetre over the mark, Drew.
Morrison goals. A 14-point lead to the Eagles at the last change. What a last quarter we look set for here at Subiaco Oval. The Eagles leading by 14 points. Bounce in the middle, might have favoured Everett, and he gets the ball out of the middle too. Morrison slips the tackle, doesn't beat the second one, gets it away to Downsborough, who fumbles. Out to Banfield, left footer out of the centre square. Lovell, run down by Elliott, good tackle. Well, Cousins, he looks all class. The kick to centre half forward. White got rid of Wakeland, and White marks. Pokes it over the top. Schofield runs onto it, loses it. Gehrig, Fraser Gehrig, 25 metres out. Back into Cousins. Oh, terrific start. He was a schoolboy just last year. Look at him now.
And again, Drew, just the pace of Fraser Gehrig tends to go to his right foot a fair bit, but maybe that's to just put the opponent off a bit. But the kick from Mitchell White looking for Schofield, carried in between Schofield and Gehrig. There he goes right away from Shanahan. And gee, the support from Cousins under pressure to get that kick away. Good stuff.
Well, there's Ben Cousins, a very, very prompt, only 17 years of age, that young kid, and he is going to be a top-class player. Everett versus Downsborough. Everett won it. Burke in after it. And Lewis was about to get away with it. So huge task now for St Kilda. The Eagles at home with their adoring crowd yelling for them. They lead by 20 points. Here's Robert Harvey. To Burke. Will it sit for him? Yes, it does. Can they get a goal? Here's Lowe. Jakovic. Court gets in a quick hand pass off the hands of David Hart, who helps it on its way over the line. So a throw in deep in the... Oh, Jakovic is hurt, is he?
When he propped to get around and go back,
I wonder what he's done here.
Prop there.
Let's see what happened. He might have got a corky out of that.
He might have done more than that, Pete.
Gee, they'd miss him from that back line. Oh, he's hobbling. He might have to come off. Was it a hip? Oh, no, it could be his knee even. Let's hope that's not a knee injury. Now, here's Joel Smith. He kicks miraculous goals, but he sent us this one. Try and he's back with the flight. Couldn't mark. He turned to appeal for a free kick. He should have been concentrating on getting the ball.
Jakovic coming off.
And Jakovic will limp off, and Turnbull will come on.
Chance for the Saints here. Harvey overruns. Traianides couldn't get boot to ball. Matiro working in a confined space. Out of the back pocket. Look at the distance from a standing start. That's 70 metres out from goal. And now they're off and running. Well played Downsborough to half forward. Evans. Gehrig leads from the goal square. Evans goes longer. Lovell. 35 metres out. This will kill the Saints. Offline and through for a behind. Lovell, 1 goal, 1 for the day. Glenn Jakovic has limped off. Best and fairest for the last 3 years. What about him, Lemmy?
Right down in front of me, Drew, as he sold the dummy, he twisted and the knee just gave way underneath him, and he was punching it. It was quite painful, but he limped off, so obviously he can move, but not good.
Well, let's hope that's not a serious one to the Eagles. He'd be a huge loss. As we see Nathan Burke, who's battled his heart out as usual. He is a fantastic player. The centre wing, Robert Harvey up in front, 2 bites, no mark. Everett goes to Brown, who's gang tackled. Mitchell White receives from Gehrig. Here's Cousins. Oh, geez, a good little player in his mark. 25 metres out, directly in front.
Mitchell White again featuring in Cousins. You can't afford to let him start in front, Justin Beckett. You've got to be alongside or in front of him. Give him a start with a kick dropping short like that, you'll never catch him.
So Ben Cousins from directly in front for his second. And then it'll be a huge task for the Saints to pick it back as Cousins chips a goal and puts it through.
Everett beats Downsborough. Harvey finds Burke. Burke's kick inside the 50. It skims past the defence up in the direction of Lowe. McIntosh gets back. Oh, beautifully played. Partners in crime. Across to McKenna. Look at that disposal to Downsborough. The Eagles looking great now. Hart up from the back pocket. David Hart floats one to Matera. He'll nearly kick a goal from him. Oh, he's dropped it. Left it behind. Has time to steady. Hart for the second time. Back pocket might kick a goal. Thumps it long to the goal square. Cousins has kicked 2 in this turn. Thumped away by Peckett on this occasion. And the ball out of play. Well, it mightn't mean much at the moment, but for what it's worth, the scoring end, there's Glenn Jakovic. So he'll sit out this last quarter. Let's hope he doesn't miss a lot of games. The scoring end has been the right-hand end in the match by 13 points in the first quarter, 14 in the second, and 15 in the third. If that trend had continued, the Saints could have got up in this last quarter, but they've conceded the first 2. Evans across the face of goal and through for a minor score. They've had time to have a look at Glenn Jakovic, Dwayne Land.
Yeah, they had a good look, and he doesn't look like he's in too much pain now, so I don't think it's as bad as what we might have first thought, but no, he's a good injury.
So here's Jamie Yallett, former Fitzroy and Richmond player, of course. Nathan Burke, the Robert Harvey. Harvey strides to centre wing, although almost at half back. In fact, he's kicked it to Metropolis, but coming over the top of him is Trianides. Now, he's got to move it quickly. He's got to lead. But Guy McKenna read it beautifully and chips him to take the mark. Finds Pike. Here's Schofield. The chip pass again, Lewis, and some bad signs here for St Kilda. Good signs for the Eagles as they're getting a lot of loose players, and the kick boomerangs away and away from Tony Evans and over the line. So half forward for the Eagles.
His defeat here today would leave the Saints 2 games in percentage outside the top bracket and make it very tough from here. Everett punches down. Harvey balks the hand pass. Threads it through to Young. They need a heap of goals. Jones kicked 5 last week. Not as prominent today. McKenna has been absolutely sensational. A couple of glaring mistakes from the fence. The crowd actually got onto his back and hooted him.
There's that for a kick.
Look at that kick. McIntosh just slips the tackle of Lowe. Here's trouble. Simmons, 60 metres out. Cousins has been great. Gets underneath this. Simmons' kick almost got there for the goal. Peckett gave it to Cousins.
That's his 3rd draw of the quarter.
Ben Cousins has kicked 3 goals and just proving what a talented young player he is. Everett has to do a heck of a lot more. He's beaten by Downsborough. Now he's got it. And he kicks a long kick. Stewie Lowe. And McLean. Lowe appealing for the mark. Not paid. Lowe from 35 metres. Sets sail for home and puts it through for a goal.
Well, initially, Pete, he thought he had the mark in that attack, but difficult from where we were to just judge that as the effort Everett kick, I should say, pretty high, low. Well, you've got to pay play on there, I'd say. You're not quite sure how many hands are on that beforehand, but no one in putting pressure on him. Not a bad kick. Peckett's off after that mistake, and Keogh's on.
Back in the middle, and it's 28 points the margin. Saints need 5 goals to nothing. Harvey swamped it. The umpire will ball it up. There certainly is time, 14 minutes left. But the Eagles have been irresistible in this last quarter. And the star on the forward line has been young Ben Cousins in just his 9th game, who's kicked 3 goals in less than half a quarter. Everett does well again. Pike tried to backhand the ball. Comes back to Pike. Lewis. Simmons. The kick to half forward. Lappin puts the spoil on.
Oh.
Evans got back there with him. Well, the Saints playing for their lives here in the remaining 13.25 minutes of this game. It'll need to be a big finish.
Everett versus Downsborough. Here's Lewis. Oh, clever play, but he just couldn't quite trap it. And the ball rolls over the line. There's Nathan Burke. So as I said earlier, Luke Beveridge maybe about to come on. He's warming up. Russell Green, the great St Kilda and Hawthorn players, the runner going out to tell someone to come off. It's a good tackle by Jamie Elliott. Look at the little terrier Nathan Burke charging in there after it. Now ball bounced again, but precious time ticking away as far as the Saints go. It's been a gallant effort. Everett again taps it cleverly to Jamie Elliott. Nathan Burke again. The centre of the ground, Joel Smith and Guy McKenna. Here's Simmons. Simmons with pace. Breaks the tackle. Oh, on the left. Morrison. Good use of the body by Jones. Morrison, is that holding the ball? No. And the umpire's going to bounce it.
You can make the case for holding the ball then.
Young Healy's come off to allow Beveridge to come back on.
Turnbull, and here's Beveridge straight off the interchange bench and into the fray. High kick to half forward. Low has kicked 4. Overruns it. Traianides a chance. Bowled over by McKenna, who apart from a little lapse has been just sensational. The hand pass McKenna across to Hart. Hart's hand pass up near centre wing to Downsborough. Low ran a long way from full forward to run him down. He's given away a free kick.
He's been pretty good, Downsborough. He's worked very hard. He's had a bit of the footy as well. He's had 9 and 4.
He's improved, hasn't he, Ross? He's getting better with each game.
Kick by Downsborough to half forward. Banfield is there in the chop. Darryl Wakeland came from behind. The hand pass was great. Lovell an open run for goal. And this has just about shut the door on the Saints. A pass rather than a shot for goal, and Gehrig has it.
Good play, Lovell. He drew the player out. Tony Evans sprints off the ground. Andrew Donnelly will come on.
Fraser Gehrig, who started in defence, now lining up for his second goal. Margins out to 6 goals. 6 goals needed by the Saints to win.
It's been a pretty reasonable effort by St Kilda, Drew. I mean, the class of the Eagles in terms of St Kilda being able to cover all the players has eventually just shone through. Costly mistakes. I mean, different umpiring decisions at different times have made things difficult for St Kilda, particularly the one just before three-quarter time against Jason Daniels. At the end of the day, the strength of the Eagles has shone through.
Well, they've got so many good players, haven't they? There's Everett, had his number taken earlier in the game versus Downsborough. And Everett gets his hands to it. Robert Harvey showing his dodging and weaving skills as he drives it long to the half-forward line. Metropolis underneath it. Gives it off to McIntosh. McIntosh, a low trajectory kick. Finds Lewis. Chris Lewis on centre wing. And he can chip it across here to Simmons. He does. Simmons thought about going. He can go back to Lewis if he wants to, but he's steadying the ship. He's going to bring it short again. Gehrig underneath, it'll clear the pack. Here's Banfield onto his left foot. Centres it beautifully. Cousins, can he get it again? He's got it. Can he kick his fourth in a corner? He bends it back. Oh, great play, but he's missed. And I'll go on record now
Again.
as saying he is going to be a sensational player for the Eagles in years to come.
Yeah, great recovery.
That's great. That's about 30 years after your first record release. Well done. Keogh to kick in. 10 1/4 minutes left. Fraught with danger. Daniels, that's fraught with danger.
Whoops.
Oh, you're gone, son. Cousins in there again. And he's got the free kick. Holding the ball, Keogh. And Cousins will kick 4 goals in a quarter.
Well, it's just pressure you put on yourself too, isn't it?
He mustn't have got the, he's not arguing, so he mustn't have got the handball in, Ross.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say to you, Pete, that doing so, obviously penalised.
Oh, what a last term. Because the game was up for grabs in the last change. He has won the game.
Cousins has kicked 4 goals in the final term, and St Kilda sort of helping them on their way by some stupid mistakes as well. There's Harvey, quick little hand pass. Schofield tried to crash his way through. Here's Beveridge, he's tackled. Harvey again. Yeah, that was Daniels to Everett, onto Aussie Jones. Jones will look down here for Lowe. Lowe cleverly kicks in midair. That's a brilliant effort by Lowe, and he's just missed to the left. And the way he battled, he probably deserved a goal there, the big fella. He's kicked 4.
Well, after half-time for Stewie Lowe. Pickett about to come on, and Keogh pays the price for his indiscretion, which cost the Saints a goal. McKenna's kicking over the head of McIntosh again. Another blue by McKenna. Trianides just ran the ball over the line.
He may have almost been better off, Drew, just letting the ball go out of bounds. And then getting the free kick.
Throw in, big leap by Harvey. He's doing the rucking now. Pike. Well, after shoulder injury, he had a bit of a heavy knock there. Got up all right.
He's been eased back into it, Drew. He copped a big one against, I thought, against Adelaide from behind, which would have tested his shoulder enormously, and came through that very well.
Downsborough in ruck against Shane Wakeland. Daniels is there, desperately trying to get it to Trianides. He can't get it out. The Eagles have bottled them up. And in this final quarter, the Saints, when they needed to win the term, there's a very dejected-looking Christian Bartley. They needed to win the quarter by about 3 goals. They've managed just 1 goal won.
Here's Robert Harvey trying to bend it back, but he puts it out on the full, and Peter Matera will take the penalty kick. Robert Harvey is not quite at his top in the last few weeks. He's still playing all right, but he's capable of a lot better. And I'm sure Stan Alves would think the same. Peter Matera to the half-back area. Everett flies right underneath it. Aussie Jones. Relatively quiet too. Aussie Jones hasn't done a lot after his 5 goals last week.
10 possessions.
And he's 10 possessions, and he's kicked 1 goal. Everett taps it back towards the line. The sting right out of this game now after the Eagles' onslaught. And the Eagles proving once again that they're going to have a big say in the finals this year.
Well, they sure will. That performance 2 weeks ago against the Crows at Football Park was just awesome. They might have subconsciously had a little bit of a rest against the 11th place team here. Donnelly's hand pass. Metropolis. Good disposal. White, a terrific second half. Look at the distance on the kick to the 50. Gehrig, punched by Shanahan, down to Young. Good pass to Harvey at centre wing. Smith. He's got Burke. Nathan Burke, who kicked 3 goals in the third quarter. He's way back in the centre square. Well, Twin Towers are down there, Everett and Lowe, for nearly the first time in the game for the Saints. Here's Aussie Jones, 55 metres out. Plenty of distance, good kick, offline. Aussie Jones did kick a long one earlier on. He's kicked 1-1 today.
39 points the margin when it was a terrific contest for 3 quarters. David Hart to bring it back in. It's a beautiful kick, Hart. Now, could have almost been a free kick against Shane Wakeland there. Here's Nathan Burke, almost best man on the ground. He's been that good. Low! Oh, the vice-like hands go up. And bang, once it hits those fingers, you can't punch it away.
Right. Yep. There's a good comparison between his hands and a fellow who played at South Fremantle here, Pete, called Ivan Glusina, who Drew might remember. Played
who?
Ivan Glusina.
And one of his tricks was the eggs in the palm of the hand.
Yes, and he also had about 4 or 5 cups and saucers with his hands together.
So Stewie Lowe for goal number 5 from directly in front. He stabs it low and puts it through. And 5 goals to the 4.
Stewie Lowe has kicked 5 goals, which is his best haul for 5 rounds. All in the second half. Beveridge's hand pass floats out wide to Keogh, who was benched, now has a reprieve. Up to the 50. Downsborough drops the mark. Shane Wakeland dragged down by Matera. The pace of Matera won him the free kick.
Now on the mark.
33-point margin for the Eagles. Kick to centre wing. Beveridge, the ball flipped to the back. Darryl Wakeland into Robert Harvey. Kick by Harvey inside 50 for Lowe. Carry. Joel Smith. Well done, McIntosh. McKenna rides the tackle, which was high, and he'll get the free kick.
Guy McKenna has been an excellent player on the pike. Now Banfield, and the Eagles come up the middle. Oh, he's nearly lost it, Drew Banfield. He's got plenty of time, though, to go to Schofield. Now Metropolis. The chip part, no, he goes long instead, up towards half forward. Pushing and shoving going on. There was Elliott. Sweeping hand pass comes out to Young. Again, it comes out to Daniels. That was from Aussie Jones, but they've lost it. There's Cousins again putting the pressure on. Here's Banfield trying to bend it back towards Lovell. Oh, he gets a beautiful bounce. Lovell onto the left, rings it in towards half forward. He's got Gehrig. Gehrig, well, that could be holding the ball. Holding the man.
It's against Shanahan, who Lewis came in to shepherd Shanahan away from Gehrig, and Shanahan just pushed him fair in the back, so the free kick goes there.
So it wasn't Gehrig's kick that's going to Lewis, who's just inside 50. So Chris Lewis has kicked 2. And he's on a pretty acute angle. Lewis normally a pretty good kick. That's not a bad kick up towards the square. It's no much. Cousins for goal number 5. Oh, I think he's done it. Yes. 5 goals in a quarter for this talented little forward pocket rover. Oh, he's a great little player.
Great goal sense, isn't it, Pete? Kick coming in from Lewis, and he's just in the right spot at the right time, Cousins. And no question, he knows where they are. Under that sort of pressure, just to keep his cool and get the ball onto his boot in the correct fashion, knowing which way he's been swung around, it's just something very difficult to teach. Well done.
Well, Roscoe, just as well you didn't put your votes in at 3/4 time, because Cousins has turned them upside down in the last. Bounce in the middle. 4.5 minutes remaining. Everett Drove by Daniels. Metropolis, he once kicked 4 1/4 in his debut against St Kilda. Cousins has gone one better and kicked 5 1/4. Smith run down from behind, lost it. Trianides from near the boundary line, low. Stewie Lowe in a pretty tight angle here. Going for goal number 6.
Not a bad recovery, Drew, is it?
Will he run out and have a snapshot, Roscoe?
I think he should.
What do you reckon?
Yes, he will.
He kicked 3 in the third, and so far he's kicked 2 in the last. It's certainly come in bunches, the goals. Well done. That's half a dozen. Lowe's kicked 3 1/4 twice. Burke kicked 3 1/4 once. And Cousins has kicked 5 1/4.
Yeah, so they're maintaining some respectability, but again, they'll look back on this game, and we've said it a few times during the course of the call that some of those mistakes they make with their field kicking and decision-making does cost them. Admired their effort. Given also that it's the first time a lot of these players have played at Subi. Their last game was in '92.
Ryan Turnbull to take on Peter Everett. Everett gets his hand to it. There he is, Nathan Burke again. Getting it to Everett. Everett a quick kick. Trianides versus Metropolis. Here's Shane Wakeland. Back it comes towards his teammate in Healy. And he bends it back. He might have kicked a goal. I think he has. Yes. Daniel Healy has kicked his first. He was recruited from Central Districts. And he'll get a bit thrill out of that one. 21-9 plays 17-6.
Yes, he's their #1 pick, played in the national draft. And it's only his second kick, I think. Yes, and it's his first goal. So it was a kick on McIntosh. Nearly got a hand on it.
Must have been over the line.
Must have been, Pete, yep. Haven't given up, have they?
.27 points the margin. Schofield knocks it up the ground. He clears the square. Darryl Wakeland overruns. Lewis followed up. Elliott to Harvey. Daniels lost it red hot in the tackle. Elliott again. Morrison out, ball in.
That's not an interchange, Drew, is it? Ball's not playing, yeah.
And that ball is now out of bounds, up at half forward. The Eagles have just blitzed in this last term. They've kicked 6 goals, 3, and of that, Cousins has kicked 5-1. And St Kilda, when it was all over, they finished up with 4 goals in the last quarter. Stewie Lowe's got 3 of those. Here's Morrison. He might get more. Oh, he couldn't take the mark, Cousins. He's still after it. What a performance. Fraser Gehry, give it to the kid. Back it comes. Lovell. Turnbull. Hoists it high. Won't quite make it. Cousins is there. White. And he's holding the ball, White.
And the crowd, every time Cousins goes near it, the crowd's willing him to get the ball so he can kick another one.
So much.
There's White being pinged for holding the ball. And this is Wakeland. Darryl. Mind you, I'm only guessing it's Darryl from the front on, but I guarantee he would be down that area. So he's given it to Austin Jones. Little Aussie Jones. Oh, cleverly done. Looks like a miniature Robert Harvey. Up towards Lappin to Young. Oh, tapped on by Daniels. Here's Aussie Jones again. Bounce. Will he go again? Yes, he will. Can Lowe get another one? Oh, ordinary kick. And that's where St Kilda let themselves down. All the good work's done, and then it's undone with a bad kick.
Back near centre wing, Morrison with courage. Excellent. Pike. And a push in the back, and the free kick. Comes back to the centre circle. Andy Lovell. Minute and a half remaining in the game. The Eagles will win their 7th on the trot. McKenna to Turnbull. Cousins right in the goal square. He's turning Peckett inside out. Offers the lead. The crowd certainly want him.
Well, he's up there, Cousins.
Long kick by Turnbull. Cousins goes to the back of the pack. Now works to the front. Donnelly's got it though. Beats him to the ball and kicks a great goal.
Just under a minute left in this game. Everett hooks it back. Well done by Pike. Jason Daniels never gives up. He's still going. Good play. Gets in a hand pass. The umpire said he was caught high. It'll come back to Daniels on centre wing. Can Stewie Lowe get another goal? Gives it off. This is Matthew Young racing around. He'll bring it with the left foot down the direction of Everett. Lowe free kick against Lowe. And it will go to McIntosh.
McIntosh across to McKenna.
Been a good player, Guy McKenna, Drew.
Yep. He's had about 18 positives and about 2 negatives. And the kick bounces out near centre wing and we'll have a throw-in. Probably more than 18 positives. He's been absolutely great. Just a little bit of a horror patch at one stage, trying to kick the ball in. Harvey down to Beveridge. Reasonable distance on that kick, short of the 50. Brown hand pass to Matera. Victory to the Eagles after a tough tussle with the Saints. And the Eagles looking awesome for September action. Young Ben Cousins has kicked 5 goals won, the son of Brian Cousins who played for the Cats. It's 22-9 to 17-6.